Check 1, 2, 3. Check, check.
I can still hear you.
Alright. Should be sending to YouTube, and now I should just have to do nothing.
Although I'm still just in the Discord, I'm not on your YouTube, so.
Right. Well, so when I click on this here share button, hit this here link. I'm done put this here link. And let's see here. Put it in genuine chat under welcome. This guy, McBee, cracks me up.
Oh, hello.
Is it loud?
Okay. That's way too loud now.
Talk to me about the levels. Way too loud? Alright, let's go ahead and reduce
Oh, I can
the
also
levels.
hear myself in your stream.
And we'll dial that down as well.
We can probably go up a little bit more.
I was going to ask about there.
Now it's very quiet.
That was like 10 or 15% higher.
That's still pretty quiet, but I can hear you easier over the top.
Alright. Maybe mid-range, we'll say. Yes, the idea is that as people fly together in the group, they can be streamed as a group. That kind of thing. Cool, man. I appreciate the feedback. That is great. Alright. Let's go ahead and hop back in here.
No worries.
Turn on the avionics. Kind of curious as to why the avionics appear to be off. Avionics master is on.
TAWS system test. Okay.
We're going to turn on external power. Oh, well, that'll do it. Leaving those things on. I wonder if I leave my external power on, if it'll let me taxi away from the gate. That's very curious. Go ahead and open vPilot. Okay, and we are a... Alright, so we'll go ahead and tune 118.15. See how that comes up. Actually, we'll test with the ATIS 126.45. Okay. There's no voice ATIS. ATIS 115. Tampa approach, Tiger 01's just looking for a radio check.
Tiger 01, Tampa approach, 5x5.
Alright, did you hear that, gentlemen?
I did.
Excellent.
It's just me in here, isn't it?
Yes. I just wanted to make sure that my radio was coming through. Alright. Let's go ahead and do a proper...
Potential aircraft damping, information hotel's current winds a variable at 3 altimeter 3008.
How very interesting of a route. It says it's at 17,000. She likes 1,200 feet a minute. And he responded to my... Okay, he's writing to somebody else. Well, let's go ahead and check that ATIS real quick. One's variable at 3. Altimeter 3008. Set this altimeter. Change our VOR to GPS. Come back over here to VPOT. I'll enter this flight plan. Let's say our time en route. Say 2:30. Stand under the flight levels. We're just going to go ahead and omit. Oh, that's nice. No departure procedures. Alright, so we're going to take the Victor 157. G to the Victor 5-1. Haddock to the Victor 5-6. IRQ to the Victor 185. 3D. Go ahead and file that. Okay, we're going to add an en route. Haddock. IRQ. To Reedy. Duplicates found. Alright, I assume it's that one. Alright. Take a look at the map here. I'm going to assume that it's good. So we've got altitude, vertical speed, got our nav. We're not going to squawk anything yet unless we get assigned something. We're going to go ahead and put it in altitude mode. Enter. We are on main comm. Turn on flight director. Turn on yaw damper. And we'll go ahead and start a pushback. I'll go ahead and open up the chat here. Yeah, look at this. We got some interaction. Yes, sir. It's Big Daddy. What's going on, bud? Doing a bit of VATSIM today.
And that's where I saw it.
Man, sounds like we got somebody being mad at the controller already. Poor fellow. Alright, does not take much to push back from here. Before we get too far, I'm going to go ahead and engage flight events as well. Come on, buddy. Alright. Got our nav, our strobe. We'll turn on our taxi lights as well. And Go ahead and get in our taxi camera angle. Yep. Cancel. And let's go ahead and engage flight events. Alright. Flight events is on. Connected to flight events. That's a wonderful thing to see. And just checking out where we are here on the tarmac. I don't think that I think I'm outside of the Tampa airspace here, so I should be good to just go on my way. But out of courtesy, I'm going to go ahead and send a text message to the controller here, and go ahead and say, and I depart without PDC, which is a pre-departure clearance. I'm just asking him if he wants to give me a pre-departure clearance or...
Tiger 1 radio check.
5x5, Tiger 1.
There we go. I can give you, you can depart VFR if you'd like to pick up the IFR in the air, or I can give you the IFR now. It's your choice.
I am ready to copy if you are ready to give.
Tiger 1 is cleared to the Sierra Charlie 00 airport via radar vectors joined Victor 157. Alma, as filed. Climb maintain 4,000, expect 17,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is with me, squawk 4237.
Tiger 01 is cleared to the Sierra Charlie 00 airport via vectors, then Victor 157 Alma. Expect 4,000 on departure, 17,000, 10 minutes after departure. Frequency stand with you, squawk 4237, Tiger 01.
Tiger 01, read back correct. Advise ready to taxi.
Advise ready to taxi, Tiger 01. Alright.
Tiger 01, Lakeland, weather wind 0707, gust 18. Variable from 110 to 070, altimeter 3010.
Thanks for the numbers, Tiger 01. Alright, so go ahead and come back in here, make sure that our altimeter is correct, which we are off by a little bit. We'll go ahead and change our secondary altimeter here, and we'll come down and change our primary altimeter up 2 clicks. So now they should be both 3010, that is correct. And he gave us vectors to the Victor 157 airway, Alma. See, now this is where I go a little concerned. But honestly, yeah, that's correct here. Let's see. See, what bothers me is there's so many parts in this airway. There's got to be 2 bins. We got draft, OCF, all the way up to AMG. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and enter a few more waypoints that are basically the intersections of this airway. And we'll start with Oscar Charlie Foxtrot, because nobody else is going to care too much, but this guy might care just a little bit. Go back to full, go back to flight plan, active flight plan, and we're going to go up. We're going to find AMG, and we're going to insert before. And we're going to go Oscar Charlie Foxtrot. Enter. Alright, now we got Oscar Charlie Foxtrot in there. Now we're going to insert after Oscar Charlie Foxtrot the next intersection, which appears to be draft. It's the next bend in the airway. And then we'll go ahead and we'll enter after draft the next intersection, Tango Alpha Yankee. And after Tango Alpha Yankee, the next intersection is A's Alpha Yankee Sierra. Alpha Yankee Sierra. Enter. Alright, now we should have the that particular airway in the system, and after that nobody's going to notice. Until we get into Atlanta, and they might be active and we might get handed off. We are only cleared to 4,000 feet right now, so I'm going to come back on down here and change this here autopilot back down to 4,000. I don't like setting it higher than my current clearance. Alright. So I'm going to call him and say, once I find myself here on the field. Okay, so that's the problem, is I've got a settings thing going on. Alright. That theme, blah blah blah, auto center mode, track up center, north up. We're always using that north up. Kind of like the north up approach. But honestly, for taxi, it's not very good. I'm going to go back to track up forward. And I'm going to tell him I am at Echo 2, ready to taxi. Right. I'm going to turn off that their brake. Look at that little pits there. Now that I'm coming up to the taxiway, I'll go ahead and call him. Turn on the parking brake. I'll say, Tampa approach, Tiger 01 is at Echo 2, ready to taxi.
Tiger 01, any runway you requesting?
See, 070, 09 would be preferred, Tiger 01.
Tiger 01, roger, taxi to runway 09 via Echo Bravo.
09 via Echo Bravo, Tiger 01. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn on not nav mode yet, because he's going to give us vectors, right? That's kind of where we stand. Try not to be hauling butt.
Tiger 01, I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's taxi to runway 9er via Echo, cross runway 5. Or would you mind back taxiing runway 09? Would you prefer that?
I haven't quite entered, was it here? I haven't quite entered the taxiway yet. I can make a turn right now.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do Echo. Taxi on to runway 27, back taxi runway 9, full length, line up and wait runway 9.
Alright, back taxi runway 27 to runway 09er, Tiger 01. I gotta fix my squawk too while I'm thinking about it. My squawk is not correct. Come back in here. We're gonna go to our transponder 4237. Go ahead and enter. Right. And you said back taxi on 27. Where am I at? You said via Echo, correct?
And for Tiger 01, yeah, you can make the right turn Echo, taxi up to runway 27 and back taxi. Did you make the left on Echo? If you did, that's okay.
I actually stopped to do my transponder. I will turn right and back taxi 27 for 09, Tiger 01.
Okay, Tiger 01, yeah, right turn Echo, taxi on to runway 27, backtrack to runway 09, and line up and wait runway 09.
Line up and wait, runway 09, Tiger 01. Alright, we're not clear for takeoff yet, but I'm going to go ahead and do my takeoff procedures. We're going to put down our first notch of flaps. We're going to make sure we're in max RPM and our conditions are correct. See, we got a couple of viewers here. Thanks for watching as I fool around with Flight Simulator on this lovely Tuesday afternoon. And we are going to depart Central Florida, and we're going to head towards South Carolina. To a little backwoods strip. I was able to depart in the King Air the other day. We'll see if the King Air can actually land there too. That'd be pretty neat. Oh, get the hell out of here. What taxiway is this in the game? This is not the correct taxiway. Oh, that's what I get for not paying attention, right? That is too funny. This must be one of the old taxiways that rendered out somehow in the game. They say that's life. That's what all the people say. We got live weather on right now. Live time. It's looking good outside. Oh, we're gonna be mowing the grass here. Just got a light with one of the props. Simulator taxiing from the cockpit is some of the hardest taxiing you can possibly do.
Approaching runway 27. Entered runway 27. 8,400
Cleared
feet
me for
remaining.
this back taxi maneuver here. So we're going to go ahead and just reduce our prop lever a little bit. We can probably go back to idle as we cruise on down 27 here. And then we'll do a 180 onto 09er. Taking a little left rudder this way, so I'm assuming it's going to take the right rudder, coming from the opposite direction. So we'll do right rudder, left aileron as we take off.
Tiger 01, Lakeland, wind 0707, gust 18, runway 9, fly runway heading, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff on runway 9, on runway heading, Tiger 01. So he cleared me for takeoff. I'm not quite there yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my taxi light and turn on my landing light now that I have been cleared to take off. Although it will be a minute before I actually get there. And that's okay. It's alright. We're still just taxiing. We're just about here at the end. And I feel pretty good about departing from right here. So I'm going to put the props back to full RPM. We're going to spin her around. And Just kick her. Come on, girl. Come on now. Full power on that right engine. Still tapping that left brake. Full left rudder. Alright, we're gonna go full power on both of these girls here. Full power, full prop. And here we go. Go ahead and line up here. Get back on center. Adding that right rudder now. Right rudder, left aileron. And I just engaged nav mode. Heading mode. Locking in that heading there. And we got vertical speed set. We got everything else engaged. We're definitely at rotate, positive rate. Gears up. Lights are off. Autopilot is engaged. And we're going to go ahead and reduce our prop angle and our prop power just a little bit. And we're going to wait for our buddy in the sky to tell us what's going on, because he's going to give us vectors. What's your vector, Victor?
500.
Surely you can't be serious. We're on a steady climb, runway heading. We're going to dial our heading over just a few degrees. Yeah, we're going to go a few degrees left. And we're still on our climb out here.
Tiger 01, radar contact, say altitude leaving.
Altitude passing 1250.
Tiger 01, roger, turn left heading 360, climb maintain 12,000.
Left 360, climb maintain 12,000, Tiger 01. Alright, so we can go ahead and go on our northerly way. It cleared us to 12,000, so we'll get the altitude dialed in there shortly. Start dialing up that there altitude bug, and we're pretty much just going to go straight from the PFD here. We're going to dial up that altitude to 12,000, 12,000.
Tiger 01, turn left heading 320, join Victor 157.
Left 320, join the Victor 157, Tiger 01. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make that left turn here to heading up 320. And once we get on there, we're just going to put our nav mode, you know, and we'll keep having fun. And we're going to keep some bite on these props. I usually keep this open just in case he gives me a direct to, hey, go direct to this particular waypoint, you know what I mean? It makes it easier to just select that. Hey guys, oh, sorry to see that, Chandler, but yeah man, I hope to fly with you again. That's what we do here, GenuineSim.com. We like to fly airplanes, so that's the whole deal. Airplanes for days, bro. Okay, so we are coming on up to our flight plan here. Let's go back to number 2. And we're going to just highlight the aircraft. And we're going to zoom out a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and put ourselves into nav mode. Dun dun dun. And we're going to intercept the magenta line there as seen on the primary flight display. Hey! Don't you dare. Don't you dare chew on that stuff, buddy. Not only will you get a good
Tiger 01's leaving airspace to the north. Miami Center's offline. Frequency change preview. Have a good day.
Going over to Unicom. Thanks for your service, bud. You too.
See ya.
And that's a fun controller. A controller that just... yeah, I'll play with you for a little bit. Alright, buddy, you're leaving my airspace. Have fun. See you. Alright, and we were going up to 17,000 on our plan to Triple Tree, South Carolina. South Kakalaki. Let's go ahead and
30,000 Skyroad.
122.8. Transferring to Unicom. Alright, we're going to say we say? Tampa traffic, Tiger 01 is passing 5,500 on the Victor 157, departing Lakeland. Tampa traffic. You almost have to say traffic the second time, but it gives people the warm fuzzies, I guess you could say. Alright, we're on our Unicom, we're just listening, just doing our thing. We can go back to just the map. And actually, let's go to full screen. Why not? We got a map right there. Alright, guys. Oh, look at this. It's actually lining up there on the stream, all the buttons and the mouse cursor. That's a really neat thing. It's hard to get that stuff to line up sometimes. Alright, we're squawking correctly. Still got my flap on. Let me take that flap out of there. That was why we were right around the white arc. I'm like, why aren't we getting out of the white arc? So, in case anybody's wondering what the white arc represents on your indicated airspeed meter, is the flap operating range. So the top of the white arc is where you can put your first notch flaps in. The bottom of the white arc is where full flaps, full landing configuration, you will stall. So you go below the white arc, you're going to fall out of the sky like a rock. You don't want to do that at all. But it's really fun to play around in what we call the envelope. You know what I mean? It's also very dangerous. There's two things you need to survive in aviation: altitude and brains. That's for sure. Alright, we got our lights off, everything looks to be set. And we're just climbing away here in the old King Air. It's really awesome how the model's rendered out in the game. Let's zoom in here. See how it looks close up. We've got all the antennas underneath, beacon. That's pretty neat. I can appreciate how much effort goes into these things. Modeling and texturing and rendering is a huge thing these days. I have to give my compliments to the staff and the community. There's a lot of community modeling going on out there. Much obliged. Keeps nerds like me having fun. That's for sure. Ha! That guy's username is Super G Cruise. I like that. There's Piper 6586. I've seen that player around here a couple times. And we're getting to the point where we're going to want to start checking our cabin pressure. I think that it's in op, but let's see here. There's cabin pressure, cabin altitude. It's at 8,000, so everything looks like it's on. There's the dump. Rate. I mean, it looks like it's all correct. Let's see, let's take a look here at our buttons and knobs. Got all our de-icing, we've got our pitot heat on. I've got my pitot heat mapped to this button here, which is pretty nice. And then I've also got a de-ice button, which is this one here. But there's a lot of de-icing systems on this aircraft that are not mapped currently. This windshield anti-ice is definitely clutch right here. Dun, dun, dun. We've got our cabin heat, all that stuff. Alternate pitot and op. Dun, dun, dun. Just remember, buttons aren't toys. They sure are fun to look at. Ooh, I wonder if the fuel vent works. Nah, why would you need a fuel vent in a simulator? Our external power is still on. I'm not going to mess with that because it might kill the avionics somehow. not going to play that game. Absolutely. There's always going to be another opportunity. And you can always find events like this on GenuineSim.com's events calendar. GenuineSim is the name of the club in particular, if you want to call it a club. And then there's also the Irish Flyers Club. That's a very popular group, very good guys. They do events weekly on Sundays in particular. They're a Sunday flyer. Really knowledgeable, and they don't just fly Ireland, they fly all over. Alright, passing 12,500 almost. And we'll check where we are, and we'll do a little bit of a check-in. Jacksonville traffic, Tiger 01 is 5 miles south of Webbs, passing 12,800 Jacksonville traffic. Because right now I'm out of the Miami RTAC. Definitely more in just the Unicom range. I don't know what you'd call this. What area would we call this? Inverness traffic, maybe? Alright. Keep hearing a ticking. I just realized it was coming from the ceiling fan. I was like, what ticks in this cockpit? I don't see any of the cautions on. Let's take a look inside the cockpit, see how that rendered out. What have we got here on the overhead panel? Pilot displays. We can turn up the brightness on our displays depending on the conditions. Overhead flood, instrument indirect lights. Oh, there's instrument indirect, they're sent off. Oh no, glare shield is what they call it. There's a lot of neat buttons here. Oh, I wish the entry lights would come on. Interior master. FSB, I'm not sure what FSB is an acronym for. Oh. Triple fed. Okay, so then if I have that on, that's where I was screwing up in the checklist, is the generators. If I have that on and I turn off external power, question mark, dun dun dun, let's see how it goes. Alright, everything's still on. Well, that would explain that. Tell it's a King Air because the way it is. Oh, lordy, lordy. So much fun though, such a beautiful plane. Always had a fascination with this particular airplane, I don't know why. Love the rakes that they put on the aft, the bottom of the empennage. I wish that you could see the cabin a little better. That'd be neat. Or if there was an option to switch seats, there might be an option to switch seats. Alright, looks like fuel's good. We're gonna start to level off here pretty soon. Look at that. Horizon is coming down, and we're going to watch this speed go up pretty significantly. You know, our ground speed is going up. See, we've got 3 people watching. Feel free to chime in the chat. Glad to see we've got viewers. Feel free to check out GenuineSim.com. Join the Discord. Fly around a little bit. It is quite fun playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. And while I'm thinking about it, go ahead and pull up SimAware. SimAware.ca is a useful tool for seeing where air traffic control is and isn't. And right now it looks like there is no service in Georgia, so we should be able to pass right through there, no problem. Let's look at our flight tracking here, because we should be showing up. Okay, so I am still technically in the Tampa airspace. I'm just not at the approach altitudes. I'm above the approach altitudes. It's funny, it does not have my destination airport in the system, so it doesn't know how far along I've gone. That's pretty interesting. But it does have all my telemetry. Just keep saying arriving shortly. No, I'm not. No. Let's see if I drag this over here, it'll freak anything out. Negative. That's good. Dun, 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 dun. It's like a Hall effect of ADS-B. Alright, I'll go ahead and throw this here. I think y'all might be able to see that as I set that on the table. Maybe, maybe not. It's an excellent flight planning tool to use flight events with ForeFlight. If you're a real pilot or you're a student in training, it's come a long way as far as simulating actually being in a cockpit other than not having a motion simulator. Which, hey guys, it's time for a motion simulator with all this jazz. That's for sure. There's plenty of time for that. Plenty of time. It's going to be kind of a not so exciting video without the service throughout, but we're still in a neat aircraft. Let's do this. Let's look up the history of the Beechcraft King Air. This will be a fun little spiel. Beechcraft King Air history. Well, that's great. It's in the Air and Space Museum. As it should be. It deserves it. The Beechcraft King Air is the world's most popular turboprop aircraft. Beech Aircraft developed the King Air in 1964 as a compromise between piston engine and jet aircraft. It could fly farther and higher than piston engine aircraft, yet land on the short runways of most small airports. The design remains the primary business aircraft for small to mid-sized companies and part of the flight inventories of larger corporations. Rather than investing in new and expensive technology, Beech built an improved and marketable business aircraft from its existing production line. The aircraft displayed here, which is the LJ-34, I'm not really seeing it, began as the Queen Air. So the King Air started out as a slightly smaller airframe, and then it evolved from the Queen Air into the King Air that we know today. So the Queen Air was upgraded with Pratt & Whitney PT6 A6 turboprops. The PT6 is a really popular swap-out turboprop. A design that soon became the C90. Several companies operated it for a total of more than 7,000 hours of service. That's a lot of service for that particular equipment. Alright. Physical description, 7 to 10 place, low wing, turboprop business aircraft. The Pratt & Whitneys are produced in Canada. And I think we're still looking at the Queen Air, but I'm not entirely sure. Wingspan of 45 feet, length of 35 feet, height 14 feet 8 inches, empty weight 5,680, total weight 9,300. So its useful load then would be just under 4,000, like around 3,700, it looks like. Useful load. That's pretty good. Top speed of 280 miles per hour. I am all about that. So to achieve that, I need to give these slightly more power and slightly more bite. Speaking of speed, let's go ahead and look at our engines while we're talking about it, and while we're in a level flight. Alright, looks like our prop's at about 15, 16, I think that's pretty good. Torque's at 97. Let's look at our true airspeed here. 281 knots true airspeed, 220 indicated. I'm all about that because guess what? It's a 280 miles per hour max speed. So if we look at our ground speed, we're at 277 knots. So there's some winds involved. A little bit of those currents. Let's look at the long description of the King Air. Since its incorporation in 1932, Beech Aircraft was a successful builder of civil and military aircraft. After Walter Beech's death in 1950, his wife and co-founder, Olive Ann, became president and chairman of Beech, and she continued the profitable aircraft corporation production lines while also diversifying into other aerospace endeavors. In 1959, Beech Aircraft introduced the Model 65 Queen Air to fill the gap between the 6-seat Twin Bonanza and the Super 18, a deluxe version of the classic Beech 18. The Queen Air featured the low-wing, all-metal trike design, typical of Beech's post-war aircraft. It carried 7 to 9 passengers and featured 2 horizontally opposed 340 horsepower line combing engines. Subsequent improvements included a swept tail and a pressurized fuselage, but when turboprop engines were added to a Queen Air 88 in 1964, it was redesignated the King Air 90. In August 1963, Beech Aircraft announced the King Air design to meet the requirements of executive and corporate business travel for 6 to 9 passengers, using turboprop engines to bridge the gap. Alright, I think I read that article, or that particular paragraph earlier. The design was a low-wing cantilever monoplane of aluminum construction with retractable tricycle landing gear to improve its utility and safety in changing flight conditions. Standard equipment that had been optional on the Queen Air, including de-icing boots on the leading edges, fin, and a tailplane. So basically the de-icing systems, which were optional on the Queen Air, became standard on the King Air. Flight instruments allowed for all-weather capabilities, and various communications and navigation packages included autopilot, radio, and radar systems. The Model 90 had 2 seats in the cockpit and 4 reclining passenger seats facing each other in the cabin, cafe seating, with options for a 2 or 3 place couch for passengers. That's pretty nice. Air conditioning and soundproofing also improved passenger comfort in the cabin. Two 500 horsepower Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6A6 turboprop engines with 3-blade hard cell props gave the King Air a top ceiling of 27,400 feet and a range of 1,565 miles at 270 miles per hour. Piston-powered aircraft could not match this performance, that's absolutely true. While emerging jet aircraft of the 1960s used turbojet engines that were high-priced, noisy, and had high fuel consumption. So, 60s, 70s, 80s, the King Air was king of the skies. And then Lear happened. But we'll go on to that in another one. Rather than investing in a completely new and expensive technology, Beech built a vastly improved and marketable business aircraft from its existing production line. After the King Air's initial success, Beech concentrated on continuous upgrades to appeal to a range of executive and corporate needs. Sophisticated electronics packages, increased cabin space, and finer interior amenities in the models 90, 100, 200, 300, and 350 provided comfortable working and transport environments for business travelers. Newer models are longer and sport T-tails, but the basic configuration remains the same, and continues to appeal as a new or previously owned medium-range aircraft. They definitely appeal to me, that's for sure. In addition to the airframe, the Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6A turboprop engine family consistently provides a high level of performance and reliability. That's why it's a very frequent swapped turboprop engine, PT6. Nearly 40 years since its introduction, the King Air series is still the king of the turboprops and fills a significant niche in the business aviation marketplace. And then it goes on to credit the people who donated the particular equipment to the museum. And this is all quoting the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum website. So there's our history about the King Air. Pretty neat. And we are on our way to the draft waypoint. So we'll go ahead and check in here on Unicom. Jacksonville traffic, Tiger 01 is 15 miles southeast of the draft waypoint, 17,000 Jacksonville traffic. Da-na, da-na-na. All right. Now we're just chilling. This is where a real pilot would say, I'm gonna go hit the head. Be right back. Pardon me, I ate some chocolate and I didn't want to be chewing chocolate in the microphone. It looks like we are passing draft, making a slight right turn to Tay. That's Tango Alpha Yankee. It's looking like we are about 8 minutes from Tay. And this is basically, this airway is just routing us around MOAs and things like that. It's just all good, good stuff to avoid. MOA is an acronym for Military Operations Area, and there are different subsets within MOAs. It's just general good practice not to go in there. But there's also ceilings, like this particular MOA is 8,000 to 18,000. 1799 really. If you're at 18,000, technically you'd be above it. Yeah, it's just not it's not something you want to play with necessarily, if you don't have to. Alright, this cracks me up. The Department of Corrections has an airfield. That's one to remember. Can I add this to favorites? Yeah, you can add it to favorites. That's what's up. I just want to go see if there's a big old prison next to that airfield or what. I'm curious. It's where they fly people there that they just can't take anywhere else. Hog South MOA, I like that one. Hog. And again, anybody who's watching this, I assume you're as big of a geek as I am. So I hope it all makes sense. If it doesn't, feel free to ask a question in the chat or join the Discord, and we can talk that way. I'll be able to answer any questions. Not that I have all the answers. Haven't met the guy that has all the answers yet. That's for sure. Oh, we're coming up to the Okefenokee Swamp. Pretty sure Wally Gator lived in Okefenokee. That might be before a lot of your times, Wally Gator. But he was a cartoon alligator. He used to drive around in a swamp boat. I want to say he was a Hanna-Barbera character. I want to say. Old Hanna-Barbera. I'm definitely dating myself at this point. Fuel's still looking good, still pulling evenly off of both tanks. Let's see if we can have a quick view of that. There we go. Control 7 is a quick view. Control plus the numbers at the top of the keyboard are the quick views, in case anybody wanted to know. Crossfeed flow. We don't need a crossfeed. So Beechcraft in particular have some of the most complex fuel systems of all aircraft. If you ever get the opportunity to fly Beech, which I do recommend you do it, there's just a lot more to their fuel systems. Obviously they've simplified this one. Some of the smaller airplanes are a little more complex. I suppose that could be said about any aircraft really. You just got to know the equipment. Every airplane is different. No two airplanes are the same. Unless you're talking about this 172 and that 172, obviously they're the same. But with regards to the types and how they operate. Oh, I just realized that this popped up in the people and blogs category. We're going to go ahead and edit that. This is not a people and blogs type thing. So we're going to switch to gaming and we're going to click save. Oh, and then it asks for the game title. Got to put that one in there too. Alright. I'm going to click on save and should be popping up in a few more categories here, more accurately. Last night I tried to do a scheduled stream, and that was a different experience for me. I don't often schedule the streams. I just kind of do like I'm doing now and say, hey, guess what? I'm going to broadcast. We'll go ahead and pull SimAware back up also. SimAware.ca. Oh, looks like Atlanta Center's coming online. But I am in center airspace. Nick Safari. I like this guy's name. Atlanta 43 Center. And it looks like we're just outside of it now. Maybe we'll be inside of it in about 15 minutes. Something like that. It starts around Athens. Let's see here. Jacksonville, Alma. So I'm going to turn on my IFR planning chart here because the IFR charts show you the centers. If you're flying VFR at 17,000 feet, you're I don't know how that works. I mean, I guess you could. You're not in flight levels. If anybody has an answer for that one, let me know. I mean, I suppose you can have a pressurized aircraft and still be a VFR pilot. Okay, so we're coming up to Tay. Alright, so we're still in Jacksonville until Dublin. Dublin, Georgia is when we'll be in the Atlanta Center. Just before Dublin. I can't tell if this is Wee or Wee-Way, one of the waypoints. I want to say it's Wee-Way. W-I-W-H-E. Whiskey, India, Whiskey, Hotel Echo. Oh. And if we look outside of the aircraft and we look down, we should be going over the Suwannee River. Right down there in that watershed, I bet. Old Suwannee. Way down upon the Suwannee River. Just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Alright, now we're headed to the A's waypoint, Alpha Yankee Sierra. Alright, and then we've got a turn at Haddock. So we switch a couple airways here. Yeah, it'll be fine. See, they're not really watching the airways per se on the simulator. In real life, they're watching to see if you're following the airways. If you're off the airway in real life, you will get a pilot deviation. But again, that's if you're IFR. But on the simulator, if you're not entirely on the airway, they're not going to flip out. It's just a good practice. It's best practice to stick to the plan. All about best practice. Streaming has got to be about the only thing that encourages you to talk to yourself. That's for sure. We're still trucking along. We are just about into Georgia proper. It's coming up, the old state line. Go back to VFR. Yeah, I'd be willing to say that we're in Georgia. So we got the Okefenokee to the right. We're north of Jacksonville. We're almost on the St. Simon's parallel. Coming up to Waycross. Hey, don't do that. It's a bad dog. Don't do that. It's not a toy, man. This is a toy. This is a toy, buddy. There you go. There you go. So the pup's name is Tyson. He's a cute little dog. He's smart. I think he's smarter than me. Go get that ball. Go get it, buddy. He occasionally likes to sit in my lap and pretend like he's flying the airplane. Oh yeah? You don't want to give it to me, huh? Really? Got it. Gotta love pups, right? Just in case the two viewers aren't the same viewers that I've had the whole time, check out GenuineSim.com. GenuineSim.com is a website that's got an events calendar, a couple of links to clubs, and links to Discords, so that you can join the online community here in the flight simulator world. There's not much in-game to support online community, and there shouldn't be. You know, it's a big enough piece of software as it is. Why would they focus on something that's not related to flight, to be honest with you? And as users, I have no problem helping grow the community as far as how the online interaction occurs. If you were to join the Discord and hop on the stream and fly with me, you'd be broadcast just like anybody else who was on the flight. And it's just the way it's all worked out. Flying together on VATSIM is a bit of a challenge, because then everybody's using the same air traffic controller, talking at the same time through various players and things, so the muting of certain channels becomes a priority as far as your inputs and outputs go, otherwise you'll get a wicked echo. But if you're just on the Discord, it doesn't get much more streamlined than that. And there are other communication platforms out there. I've just personally invested a lot of time into the Discord, so I'm going to stick with it for a while. Not indefinitely, but for a long while. Doesn't want to give the ball up. You gonna give it to me? Yeah? You think about it? Oh, you did. What a good dog. What a good boy. What a good boy. Oh. That was a terrible throw. Terrible throw. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pull SimAware back up real quick. Sorry, Tyson. I'm gonna take a break from that. Oh, he's like, you're not taking a break right now, dude. I got him going. He won't let me take a break. Is this me? Where am I? Where am I? Yep, that's me. Ooh, no, no, buddy, that hurts. Hey, hey, that hurts. Don't do that. Okay. Go get it. Go get it. Good boy. Good boy, dog. Good boy, dog. You ready? Tyson, speak. Speak. Tyson, speak. Speak, buddy. Tyson, speak. Speak. If you speak, I'll throw the ball. There we go. Good boy, Tyson. Good boy. He's a smart dog. He's just like, nah, dude, I want you to throw it. I don't want to do anything. I just want you to throw it. Like, right now. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Alright, buddy. Go get it. Go get that ball. Go get it. Good boy. See, it's a little different flying an airplane when you got a dog to play with. It's slightly less boring. Not that you should ever say flying an airplane is boring. It's actually some of the most fun you can have with your clothes on. The ball's over there. What do you want me to do? I can't get that. It's way out of reach. You gonna bring it to me? Bring it here. Good boy. Good boy. All right, ready? Go get it. Looks like we're making a little bit of a turn. And we're going from A's to AMG. Go on, Papa. Go get it. Alright, you ready? Ready, pup? Go get it. Go get that ball. Alright, we're coming up on an hour and 20 minutes on the stream here. And, we're a little over halfway to our destination. It's kind of a screwy route. I don't really care for this very much. When I do communicate with center, I'm going to ask to amend my route. Although it is directing me around what is probably an active MOA. You know what I mean? MOA excludes airspace 1,500 feet and below. But it is 500 to 10,000, 5,000 to 10,000, 10,000. It's a pretty exclusive MOA. That's for sure. So we'll just stick with the plan, I guess. I'm sure center would say the same thing. Oh, I'm not going to route you through an MOA. What are you talking about, man? You got a dart in your neck, man. You're crazy. Alright. Going back to SimAware. If you'd like to track the flight on SimAware, the call sign is Tiger01. Tiger01. And that is simaware.ca, just like flightaware.com, but it's simaware.ca. Alright, we're making that left turn. Is there somebody with us? No? Somebody way down there? There's somebody way up there. Oh yeah, it's somebody right up there. It's an American. That looks like a real-world flight there. Being populated by FlightAware. Microsoft Flight Simulator pulls its real-world traffic from the FlightAware network. Kind of neat. And if you're using flight events and somebody around you is using flight events on the simulator, it will show up as virtual ADSB traffic. Isn't that neat? On your iPad, if you're using ForeFlight, it'll be like, hey, there's another airplane here. But if you're just on local area network mode and you're using ForeFlight, it won't show you any traffic. So if you do see traffic while you're using flight events, you know that it's somebody else using flight events. And flight events also provides like a landing rate monitor and a few other things that are pretty neat. It also allows you, if you use Euroscope, to... Tyson, don't do that, buddy. I don't know what you're doing, man. Don't do that. But flight events will allow you to use Euroscope to basically operate on flight events as a controller. So flight events will pull the ADSB data from the other people that are using flight events and broadcast that onto your scope application. Whether it's Euroscope, VRC, or whatever, I'm not sure what is necessarily required. But it is a neat system. Hey, Tyson, do me a favor, buddy. Don't do that. Come on, let's say hi to the rest of the world here. Let's say hi to the people who are watching the stream. What do you think, buddy? What do you think about airplanes? Oh yeah? You like airplanes? Tyson likes the airplane. Yep. See, I like to go on trips. I like trips. He's a good traveler dog. And he gives kisses in the only way he knows how, by nibbling on necks. He just loves to nibble and give kisses. Isn't that right, dog? Isn't that right, big boy? Yeah? Really? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's other people that have dogs in their streams. It's called product placement. Look at us, we have a dog. Watch our stream. This dog just wants to be a part of it. But I'm not dissing anybody at all. I just like active pups. Yeah. There used to be a bird that went along with this. That's a story for another day. Right, Tyson? What? What are you doing? What are you doing, silly dog? Let's go on and hop back in the cockpit of King Air here. And we're going to also hop back on SimAware. See where we are in relation to Atlanta Center. Looks like we're coming up on her. I'm going to open up vPilot. We have Atlanta Center pulled up here. And Atlanta Center is 132.975. So we're going to open up our DFD. And it is 132.975. And we'll go ahead and transfer that right away into the box. And looks like we're going to be coming up there pretty soon.
Delta 1372, radar contact, the altitude.
Delta 72, passing 2000.
Delta 1372, climb maintain, flight level 340.
Alright.
Delta flight level 340, Delta 1372.
It says that we are 41 nautical miles from Dublin. So
Delta 1372, clear direct Levy.
we're going to use the eye on you waypoint.
Get
Eye
our
on
Levy,
you.
Delta 1372.
And we're just going to tell him how far we are from eye on you, which is 20 miles from eye on you. On the, what is this airway? Victor 51. Atlanta Center, Tiger 01, 17,000.
Tiger 01, Atlanta Center, squawk 2075.
2075 for Tiger 01.
United 914, welcome to Atlanta, exit left when able, cross runway 9er left, taxi to parking via
So I just changed the transponder to 2075 per his request,
914.
which will pop up on his display. He'll say radar contact.
Delta 367
He probably won't say anything until I'm actually in his airspace, which is going to
runway
be
9er right transition at
10
Geffen,
minutes,
cleared
something like
ILS, runway 9er right approach.
6 minutes. I'll be in his
Descent
airspace.
Glavin 1,
5 minutes.
cleared
We'll say 5
ILS,
minutes. I'll be in his airspace.
9er right with
he's happy that I checked in.
367 heavy.
Atlanta Center, Blue Streak 5794 with Echo, ready to taxi 1 south.
This is where it's going to get fun again. The stream's
Blue
going to
Street
get interesting,
5794,
right?
Atlanta Center, runway 9er left at Mike 2, taxi via Mike 2.
Mike 2 to 20 to 9 left at Mike 2, Blue Streak 5794.
So we're saying hi, Atlanta Center. It's Tiger 01 right here. You know, just coming up on the eye on you.
Tiger 01, radar contact 30 miles south of Dublin VOR. Let me get an altimeter for you.
So he's going to go ahead and look up
Tiger
the
01, the Dublin altimeter 3019er.
3019er for Tiger 01, thanks.
Atlanta Center, Delta 123 with your gate
So
T1.
we'll go
with
ahead and
Echo.
change this to
Ready to copy
3019.
our clearance to London.
Delta 123, Atlanta Center. I believe I sent you a PDC. I could be wrong. I'll send it again.
5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Should have changed it to 3019. Oh, so close. One more click.
Atlanta Center, Blue Streak
All
5794, ready to go.
right, here we go.
9 left.
We're going to descend a little bit because the altimeter has been corrected. Anytime you're below 18,000, you're going to be using the altimeter. Above 18,000, it's 2992. That's at sea level barometer, sea level standard temperature.
RNAV grid sign left, clear for takeoff, Blue Streak 5794.
Uh-oh. Tyson looks like he was getting in trouble.
Delta 1521, welcome to Atlanta. Exit left when able, hold short, runway 9er left.
Left when able, short of 9er left, Delta 1521.
Dog, you being good? You being a good dog? Should be causing no trouble now. Don't cause no trouble now, y'all. Alright, we're getting texts as well, so I'm gonna see what V-Pilot's got to say. Alright, it's a no voice pilot. Some pilots on VATSIM don't have voice capabilities. So they rely on other methods. Tyson seems to be very curious about something. It's just the neighbors. Just the neighbors.
Blue Street 5794, radar contacts the altitude.
We got 2000 quarter for Blue Street 5794.
Blue Street 5794, climb maintain flight level 370.
Climb maintain flight level 370, Blue Street 5794.
Delta 1521, cross runway 9 left, parking via Lima. Have a good day.
Cross on left, park in Lima, Delta 1521, thanks for the ATC.
Alright. And while I've checked in, looks like we're still at 17,000 with our barometer input. Now all that's dialed in. And before we begin any type of descent, let's go ahead and time this out here as the crow flies. So if we were going direct to our destination, which is Sierra Charlie 00, be a 20-degree heading, 143.8 nautical miles, 30 minutes would be a direct to flight. But we're going to start our descent, I'd say right around IRQ. Now indirect, definitely be longer than 30 minutes, not quite double, but I'd say maybe 45. 45 minutes sounds about right for the remainder of this flight. From Lakeland-Linder International to Triple Tree. Yeah, don't bark at that though, dude. Tyson, no speak, no speak. Let that other dog speak, not you. Alright, so we're coming up on Dublin VOR. After that it's Haddock, then IRQ, then GRD, then Reedy, and we're coming down. Let's go ahead and look at the runway numbers for our destination, just to get it in our heads. 0321. We're going to be coming in at almost a 03 heading. So, let's see here, let's put this on the north up here.
Atlanta Center, Delta 123, ready for port stop.
This might work out just to go straight in 03.
Delta 123, push and start onto Lima. Well, actually, do you need to push on Lima or are you going to push into the ramp?
No wind info.
Copy Lima to Mike 2, or just Lima?
Delta 123 negative. Are you going to push into the ramp or can you push on Lima?
Roger, Delta 123.
Delta 123, that was a question. Do you need to push back into the ramp or do you need to go onto the taxiway?
Controller in Atlanta is kind of funny. We get
I'll
along.
push back into the ramp.
Delta 123, perfect. Push and start at your discretion. Advise ready taxi, please.
Thank you, Delta 123.
Atlanta Control is the only controller that gave me ground clearance in my craft, and I read it back, and he's like, "You win the award, man. You're the only person that read back correctly tonight." It really helps when you got one of these. I don't know if you can see this, but it's the craft sheet here with dry erase. It's laminated, so I can just dry erase on there with this, and gets the job done. You know what I mean? You need to quickly write it down. It's just the way it is. Do 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 do. They really love it when you get it right. Do 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 do. The first time. Because nobody likes repeating themselves, right? I mean, that's like frustrating. I haven't met the guy yet. He's like, "Oh, dude, I'll repeat myself all day." Unless his name was Jesus Cristo. Jesus Cristo. Alright. I'm going to step away for a minute while the airplane flies itself before we begin our descent. everything appears to be going well. And we're going to take a look at our position here on the chart. And we're going to come up with a game plan. So, let's go ahead and look at the field elevation. And we'll look at the VFR map to determine elevations, local elevations. So we'll pull up the sectional here. It looks like terrain's around 1,500. So, the terrain's around 1,500. We are going to go ahead and descend to 10,000 by IRQ. Right? So we're coming up to Haddock, and we're going to be making a right turn here shortly. I'm going to pull up the PFD here. And dun dun dun. Put this guy in altitude, and we're going to dial it down to around 10,000. And once we make our right turn at Haddock, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call him, and I'm going to say, Atlanta Center Tiger 01's at top of descent for 10,000. Oh, no, don't want to do that yet. Forgot that it's,
Atlanta Center Delta 123, ready for taxi.
You can't change that value while the system's in use.
Delta 123, runway 9 left, taxi via
So it
Lima.
looks like we're 15 miles from Haddock, about 3 minutes.
Taxi via Lima for runway 9 left for Delta 123.
And ideally what he'll say is descend at pilot's discretion. You know what I mean? Okay, so from Haddock it's about 25 minutes. As the crow flies. Okay, so it's roughly the same. Yeah, I'll just call him, check in, say I'm at top of descent. He'll say, ideally, descend at pilot's discretion, is what he'll say. That ceiling fan, I keep hearing the tick, 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 tick. It's very low.
Delta 367 heavy, runway 9 right, clear to land.
Runway 9 right, clear land 367 heavy.
Okay. We're still trucking. Got about a minute before we reach the Haddock waypoint and make that right turn for the Victor 5-6 airway. We're going to go from Victor 5-1 to Victor 5-6. Y'all tuckered out there, pup? No. And I'm also planning like it's a descent from 30,000 feet, which it's not.
Taken.
You know what I mean?
Delta 227 clearing Atlanta to Boston, location information.
Delta 227 Atlanta Center, expect PDC.
So when he says expect PDC, that means expect that I'm going to write you in the text box a pre-departure clearance. When you receive that pre-departure clearance, it may say read back not required. Or it may say read back required. But you do
Delta
want to
123
acknowledge
on
it.
after grids, runway 9 left, clear for takeoff.
One way or another, you want to.
First for takeoff, 9 left to Delta 123.
Delta 672, request descent.
See, there's somebody that just requested a descent.
Delta 672, Atlanta Center, squawk 2013.
Squawk 2013, Delta 672.
Probably hearing me clicking the side of the headset there pretty loud. Pardon the loud clicks there. Alright, so we're on the Victor 5-1. We're getting set up here. And I'm going to call him again also. Atlanta Center, Tiger 01 is at top of descent.
Tiger 01, stand by 1.
Tiger 01 standing by.
Tiger 01, descend and maintain 2,400.
Descend and maintain 2,400, Tiger 01. So we're going to go ahead and reduce our power. And as we reduce our power, we're going to reduce our pitch also of the prop.
Delta 672, squawk 2013, 2013.
Because we want to slow them down.
Oh yeah, sorry, 2013 is
Go
not
ahead and dial our vertical speed down. And the King Air is cool with about 1,000 feet a minute. You know what I mean?
Delta 672, radar contact 14 miles northeast of Shelbyville, VOR, descend and maintain flight level 240.
Check my
descend
prop.
and maintain 240, 672.
Should I say I'm decreasing my blade angle as I'm pushing it forward, pulling it back increases it. But I'm increasing the RPM. You just call it RPM, right? It's an RPM lever.
Delta
Power,
123, radar
RPM,
contact, stay
condition
altitude.
when it comes to turbo.
Copy 1900.
Delta 123, climb maintain flight level
He
390.
cleared me down to 2,000 feet.
Climb maintaining
So we're going to
390.
change the altitude there on the PFD to 2,400. Which is good. That's like 900, 1,000 above terrain. So that's reasonable. 1,000 foot AGL. You want about 1,000 foot AGL when you come in. Gives you something to play with as you set up for your approach. And we can go ahead and go to max RPM here and add some power too. Because we don't need to slow down just because we're descending. You know, we just don't want to increase our speed.
Delta 1372, cross Aussie at a maintain 14,000.
So now we
The
have our
Atlanta
speed
altimeter is
under control, we can
3020.
add some power back in.
Cross Aussie at a correction, cross Aussie at a maintain 14,000, 3020 on the altimeter, Delta 1372.
And if there's any comments about the audio mixing, I'm very curious if you think the ADC needs to be lower or my voice needs to be higher or anything like that, let me know. I'm still getting a feel for all this. Now, hopefully he'll give me a local altimeter. That would be nice. Tyson, don't do that, buddy. You don't need to do that. Everything's looking good here. Put on my AHARs.
Tiger 01, advise when you have the 333 airport in sight.
Advise field in sight, Tiger 01. Right. Looks like we're not descending quite fast enough, so go ahead and a little bit more vertical speed in there. Reduce the power still. So him asking me that makes me think that he's going to give me the altimeter, which would be nice. Nice. I wish I knew what you were barking at. I don't know what you're doing. He's just freaking out. He's freaking out, man. screw on the floor there. Earth. To keep the rudder pedal from moving around, I put a little screw through the mounting posts. There's a way to mount it to the floor, but seriously wants to do that. Dun, 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 dun. Good dog. Yeah,
Atlanta Center, Delta 367 Heavy, would like to cross 9er left at November 13.
Delta 367 Heavy, cross runway 9er left, taxi to parking via Lima.
Taxi parking via Lima, cross 9er left, 367 Heavy, thank you.
I'm concerned for the missing screw. I am concerned. Alright, so it looks like we got 3 viewers. Hi, everyone. Feel free to chat. Or join the GenuineSim.com Discord. Go to the website GenuineSim.com and find events and things like that that apply to the Discord. It's just an online community of people who like to fly airplanes. And the more people who join it, the more people fly. And I'm kind of proud. Let me brush my shoulders off here for making this the server, you know. Even though I am no longer in charge of it. I created it to be on autopilot, and then I deleted my owner account. And I did not delineate the owner privileges or any admin privileges to any other person. So the server basically runs itself. There's that. GenuineSim.com is the website. And see here where we are on the chart. As concerned as I am about that, I can't let it get. Alright, so we're just coming up to the IRQ waypoint.
Tiger 01 to Lawrence, altimeter 3022.
Altimeter 3022, Tiger 01, thanks. So we'll go ahead and change our backup altimeter here. 3022.
And a Delta 1372, we are diving for it, but I don't think we're going to make 14,000 by Aussie.
Delta 1372, cross Aussie at or above 14,000.
Put it at 3022.
At or above 14,000, Delta 1372, thanks.
So we're looking good as far as altimeter goes. We're in a good dive here. Sorry, descent. I want to use the word dive, that sounds dramatic. We're in a dive. Alright, we still got our
Delta 1372, expect ILS runway 8 left approach.
click on that, get that
Expect
off there.
ILS 8 left approach, Delta 1372.
And remember, the runway numbers are 0321. No, not thumbs up, down. Yeah. Alright. Just hopping back and forth from the Discord to the simulator. We're 5,000 feet, shooting for 2,400. Approaching the field here shortly. 242 knots ground speed. Pardon me, we're still making good time. No worries there. Find out where that piece of hardware went. It's gonna bug me. Alright. So here we go. Still in our descent here. Looks like we're coming up over one of the lakes. Let's see what lake this is. Come on, lake, what are you? telling me? Okay, Richard Russell Lake. Richard Russell. Well, I guess it is one big lake called Richard Russell Lake. Ain't that something? Alright, so we're coming up on the IRQ VOR. India Romeo, Quebec. And we're on the East USA server. I'm going to get better about putting the flight information and the details of the stream. That way people can just watch the stream and say, okay, he's on this server. Okay, this is where his flight plan is. Okay, this is where they are. Because eventually we'd like to get the community to grow. We'd like to have 30 or 40 people doing this stuff. Just having fun. Because at the end of the day, it's all about having fun. Making that left turn here pretty short.
Atlanta Center, Delta 2694, passing flight level 29.3, climbing flight level 310, 20 miles east of Meridian, VOR.
Delta 2694, Atlanta Center, radar contact, squawk 2042.
2042, Delta 2694.
Kick it up a notch. Pull up props back, get a little more bite out.
Delta 2694, climb maintain flight level 310.
250 knots.
Climb flight level 310, Delta 2694.
Tiger 01, I realize I descended you very early. Do you want to climb back up or just stay there?
Oh, I'm happy this way. Thank you, Tiger 01.
Alright, sounds good. Delta 1372, descend and maintain 1000.
Descend 1000, Delta 1372.
Delta 672, cross chipper at and maintain 13,000, 250 knots, Atlanta altimeter 3020.
Cross chopper at 13,000 feet, 250 knots, QNH Atlanta 3012 for Delta 672.
Altimeter 3020, 3020.
3020, Delta 672.
He's doing good. That'll do, pig. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Alright, so I'm going to add just a little bit more power in here. Just a hair. See if we can't get her up to 250 knots. Max out this ground speed. And I'm okay with descending a little early because now we get to see a lot more of the terrain. Which is a pretty neat thing. Also make sure that we've got our Bing World Map data. For whatever reason that gets turned off.
Tiger 01 for terrain, climb maintain 3000.
Climb maintain 3000, Tiger 01. I'm totally okay with climbing for terrain, that's for sure. Vertical speed road. Climb up. 500 foot a minute.
Atlanta Center, Delta 367, heavy is at the gate. Appreciate the ADC service today. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
So this area is a little higher. It makes me happy that he's tracking. Now my question is on SimAware. How do I streamers overlay? What is it? SimAware powered flight data can now be the title bar for your stream. Services lightweight, update frequently, and it's free one. I'll have to figure that out, how to work that into the, work that into the show there. So here we are, Tech 01. still cruising.
Information Foxtrot now current at Atlanta, wind 090 at 5, altimeter 3018.
So that's that big old lake on the left there.
Delta 1372, descend and maintain 5,000.
Descend and maintain 5,000, Delta 1372.
See, now I want to go on in here. And I just want to check real quick. Data. Online functionality. Okay, it's all on. Cool. Coolsies. Back to normal. He didn't descend me early. What happened was I descended in 2,000 feet. Because like I said, I'm used to being in jets at 30, 35, 40,000. Tyson, no sir, don't do that stuff. Don't have to bark at everything.
Delta 672, expect ILS runway 90 right approach.
Expect ILS 90 right approach for Delta 672.
Delta 123, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Have a good day.
So according to this, we're about 10 minutes out.
Delta 123, have a great night. Thank you for your service.
And we just had an altimeter change, I can tell.
All aircraft Atlanta Center will be closing in about 10 minutes.
Alright, that's cool. He's going to help me get in, and then that's it. What do you know about good timing?
American 412 Atlanta Center, expect PDC.
Oh, I just realized that my logo is in the wrong part of the screen here. Let's see if I can move that midstream and then not totally screw things up. Let's see. Oh yeah, sure enough, it moved it right down there and it didn't mess up the stream. Good job, OBS. F5.
Delta 1372, descend and maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000, Delta 1372, we have Foxtrot on board.
Thank you.
See, just keeping it around 250 knots trigger speed, it's perfect. They can't fault me for that.
Delta 672 heavy, descend via the Chipper 3, correction, Chipper 1 arrival, runway 90 right transition at Deafen, cleared ILS runway 90 right approach.
Continue that Chopper 1 arrival for 90 right ILS approach via transition Matthew, confirm.
Delta 672 heavy, descend via the Chipper 1 arrival, runway 90 right transition at Deafen, that's Delta Foxtrot India November Sierra, cleared ILS runway 90 right approach.
Descend via the Chopper 1 arrival and the transition Delta Foxtrot in the November Sierra and cleared ILS approach runway 90 right. Delta 672.
Delta 1372, do not exceed 210 now.
210 or less, Delta 1372.
That was a mouthful. Oh yeah, there. Alright, so we're getting right around landing configuration speed. So we're go ahead and use our prop angle to keep our stuff from overspeeding. Use our power. that speed decrease here. Let the autopilot start doing the work on the trim. And come back in the cockpit. We're going to try to get down in that there wide arc there. Landing gear is usually pretty safe.
Delta 1372, turn left heading 180, descend and maintain 3000.
Left heading 180, descend and maintain 3000, Delta 1372.
We're going to continue to decrease our power here. Just got this way out of sync. As we get down to this wide arc,
Serving party bus 1129 at Peach.
put the first notch of flaps in. And with that, the airplane's going to start
Party
to trim
bus
itself.
1129, Atlanta Center, clearance center, request standby.
Get out of here. There's a carrier called Party Bus. What is that all about? What is the Party Bus call sign all about? Can't say I've ever heard that one. Alright, we got our prop back at max RPM.
Delta 1372, turn left heading 120, intercept the 8 left localizer.
Try to climb up
Left
to
heading
the arc.
120, intercept the 8 left localizer, Delta 1372.
We're going to increase our drag as we put our landing gear down. So we got to get our speed back up just a hair. And now we can put our gear down because we're still inside of the wide arc. Alright. Looking good. And I'm going to take a look off the front part of the airplane here. Right up there. See, I wish there was a way to like alert yourself up on the dash of the airplane. Externally, we're just gonna say Atlanta Center, Tiger 01's got the field in sight.
Tiger 01, stand by. Delta 1372, 6 miles from Shell, maintain 3000 until establishment of localizer, cleared ILS runway 8 left approach.
And King Airs like to have full flaps on landing. Full flaps with power.
Delta 1372, cleared ILS, runway 8 left approach.
Cleared 8 left approach, Guardian, cleared the ILS, 8 left approach, Delta 1372.
Anyway, this is going to be a short field then.
Tiger 01, cleared visual approach to the 333 airport. No traffic observed between you and the field. Report of IFR cancellation in the air or on the ground this frequency. Radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Cancel the IFR, frequency change approved. Thank you for the service, sir. Tiger 01.
Tiger 01, IFR cancellation received. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Stay up.
Alright, so we're going to come on back in here. We're going to squawk VFR.
Delta 1372, runway 8 left, clear to land.
Runway 8 left, clear to land, Delta
Come
1372.
on back to the standby here.
Delta 70.
We'll transfer to traffic here. Triple G traffic, Tiger 01. Turn Reedy, final 0 tree, 3,000 feet, triple tree. So now we can go ahead and bring our altitude down to that magic field elevation, which is 680 feet above sea level. So we'll go ahead and set it to 800, that's about right. Still in the white arc here. Increase our power down to a descent of about 500 feet left. That is the target. Stabilized descent. Stabilized approach. All that stuff I could have done from right in here. It's just cool to look outside the airplane. I'm gonna add some power back in too because we got the flaps and the gear down. We're slowing down quite a bit. And as we make this turn on Reedy, we should see the field up here. It's a small field, so I feel like looking outside the cockpit definitely helps to locate it at the 12 o'clock. Alright. Let's say that we're on the final. We're going to go ahead and increase that rate of descent there. I don't think 800. We're going to go ahead and put that last notch of flaps on too. Keep that lift up, add power back in. That's not the flaps in. Autopilot's going to struggle just a little bit. Just putting it into the landing configuration. Should have gotten an altimeter from him. I didn't. The nearest one is the 3020, which is what I'm pretty sure my kilometers is 3022. If that matters.
500.
Right, because now it's not going to send me into the trees very much. We'll just go ahead and cycle this altitude hold there. Right. We're coming up on the tree line here. So it should pop up in a few miles. Just hanging out low. You know, keeping it real. Why not, right? You can add some power back into that too. Go ahead and keep adding power, that way the airplane's not trimmed like crazy. The autopilot lets go. A 1 hour average watch time. Wow, I'm impressed by that. That's a serious attention span, whoever put that one in. For sure. And we're still just roof or tree line cruising. Treetop cruising. What we're gonna do is we're gonna climb just a hair. See some terrain up there. As we pitch up on that power. The airplane's not happy with me, and I don't blame it. But it's whatever. So right now we're at 041 degrees. I'm gonna go into heading mode here. Alright. We're gonna go north just a hair. Until I I find myself at a 030 parallel. Oh, yeah, so that means that the heading was supposed to be the opposite direction. So we're going to go 060. What are these cautions here? I've got a low fuel.
500.
Get out of here. How low? Oh, Jesus. I definitely don't want to be sloshing into the back of the tank the way I am. Alright, we're going to intercept the 030. Right here. Go ahead and start pulling back on the throttle. Bring down our altitude. We're still a little offset. In fact, we're quite offset. I'm going to counter that a little bit. It's not stuff you typically want to be doing on an approach, you know what I mean? But we gotta do what we gotta do here.
500.
Came in low. Came in low, so the viz ain't what it should be. I'm sure you're hearing my sarcastic Sam there. 500. 500. Okay, and I think we can go back to 030 again. Alright, I think I see that there on the right there. So let's go ahead and get back in the cockpit here. We're going to disengage the autopilot and we're going to start hand flying. We are way offset, so we're going to do a little S turn. Put a little rudder in there.
500.
There goes the fuel. Alright, so we're going to feather the props. Keep the nose down. Still keeping the nose down. We're going to take one of those notches of flaps out. Try to get that speed up.
Stall.
No, you're not, girl. Oh, no, you ain't. You ain't gonna stall me into no trees.
Stall. Stall.
Oh, we're gonna go ahead and start adding that back pressure right now. You gonna add that back pressure right now, baby.
Stall.
I'm happy with sinking, but you're not gonna run me into a structure. No, no, no. Oh. But you want to know what? That's my fault for not increasing the fuel on takeoff. Now I could have stopped in mid-flow and added fuel, but that's cheating. I don't do that. Kind of crazy that it ran out literally a mile from the runway. But that's just how it goes. It's part of planning, and that's why flight planning is such a critical part of it, right? Definitely my fault, for sure. But you live and you learn, you know. It was still a great flight, and I look forward to doing it again. Everybody that watched, thank you for watching. We'll go back to the main menu here. And all the controllers on the VATSIM network, thank you for everything you do. Everybody who put the Flight Simulator 20 software together, thank you for everything that you do. To all the community developers, keep up the good work. We couldn't do it without you as the end user, that's for sure. And I hope that everybody visits GenuineSim.com, the associated Discord, and the other clubs that are on the site. Give them some love. Thanks for watching, guys.